And he's going to tell us all about the new NHS arrangements and what it means for Dover. Dr. Cook.
Thank you very much, Dover Society, for inviting me. It's a great opportunity for us to be able to come and explain the quite, what might seem in the press as very chaotic change in the NHS lately. So we're just coming to terms with it as local clinicians. So hopefully I can talk you briefly through it, because really I'd like to take a lot of questions, because I'm sure there's quite a lot with what's going on in Dover. So the title is talking about the new NHS landscape, and absolutely it's a hugely different landscape now to how it was 6 months ago, and hopefully you'll get a flavour of that in a minute. So this was the old system that we all worked under. We had a Department of Health, we then had something called a Strategic Health Authority, then we had something called Primary Care Trusts. And actually I missed a little bit out, and I deliberately missed a little bit out because we weren't really thought of, which was practice-based commissioning groups, which is where I would have sat 3 or 4 years ago, giving some advice to primary care trusts, but not really being officially part of the party. But there was a 3-tier system, lots of bureaucracy. That's now what we have. Only 2 tiers in the system, an awful lot of bureaucracy stripped out so far. We might see some of it start coming back, but we certainly have a definite only 2-tier system now, with what was practice-based commissioning groups that weren't even on the graph, now firmly embedded as clinical commissioning groups. Changed somewhat, but still very much there, and I'll talk in much more detail about what that means in a minute, because we are your local clinical commissioning group, so we are now the people that were the PCT. NHS England is a new body made up of some of the old faces from the past, but quite happily some nice new ones who have a different view of the NHS, which is what we really need at the moment. So I'm not going to go into too much technicality because it's far too boring and probably unnecessary really for this situation, but what CCG's really have taken over about 70% of the whole NHS budget.
We'd like to catch Dr. Cocker before he leaves, but he won't be staying till the second half, so you have to be quick. But we must move on. Thank you very much. You've told us a lot. We're better informed, but I think we'll invite you back in 2 years' time for a work in progress presentation. How about that?
Very happy.
The challenge for you. It's interval time.